TGO, Tom Gruenwald Outdoors, is brought to you by HT, premium ice tackle since 1974. Polar Fire Gear, this is how it's done. Tourism Saskatchewan, Canada's best freshwater fishing. Vexilar, ice fishing begins when you turn your Vexilar on. Kalispell, Montana, discovery in every direction. And these other fine sponsors.
Hello everyone and welcome to Tom Gruenwald Outdoors. I'm Tom Gruenwald. Today we've got a great episode lined up for you. We're fishing in the Mississippi River backwaters. These are highly productive areas and there is a lot of water to fish. My understanding is, talking with the gentleman we'll be out here with today, Ted Peck from Pool 9 Guide Service, that there's between 20 and 30,000 acres of backwaters and main channel here that we can fish. The beauty of it is these are very fertile, highly productive areas. A lot of this water is maybe 3, 4, 5 feet deep. Muck bottoms, we've got weeds, there's all kinds of down timber and wood and structure to hold these fish. Because there's a little bit of a flow of water, they maintain oxygen throughout the season. So you got a combination of the right chemical parameters, lots of cover. Forage is abundant in here too. We're going to set up a couple tip-ups, try to fish for some pike and bass. And while that's going on, we're going to do a little bit of jigging too and see if we can catch some of those crappies, bluegills, maybe even some perch as well. Micro ultralight systems are generally the rule. We're going to try to get down there. We'll be trying plastics, trying a few spikes, just a variety of different things. It's going to be a lot of fun. Hey, join us here as we try to catch a few Mississippi River fish right here on TGO.
Well, the beauty of this area, where we're at right here, it's called the Winnebago Valley, and what we're on is a thing called Minnesota Slough. Okay. And before the dam went in 1936, this was one of two major thoroughfares, major channels. And there's steamboats used to come by here all the time, and now it's just a very deep backwater. And in the wintertime, it's a great place to fish. You got all sorts of panfish, game fish, walleyes, northerns, crappies, bluegills, perch, bass. It's all right here. And the reason we're setting up here, if you follow this back around, it'll end up in the main channel.
Okay.
So this is kind of like a running slough that goes into the main channel and then dumps into Minnesota Slough. Get another month from now, as we start to get towards spring, the northern pike are going to come in here to spawn. They're going to actually move upstream this way and lay on this mud flat off this little channel here and attack these thousands of panfish that are living here right now. And we get some beauties here.
Now, when you're looking at this kind of water, 30,000 acres and all these backwaters, what kind of things are you looking for? Is it primarily depth? Is it that you got a little bit of a flow of water coming through so that the water doesn't get stagnant?
Well,
cover or a combination of all that?
The DNR has done studies on the Mississippi, and the whole key to finding a lot of the winter biomass there, with the exception of maybe walleyes, is very little current. Some current is good, but very little current. And there's not much migration occurs until in the spring when you start to get a little bit of runoff, and that will influence the river level a little bit. As a general rule, fish move into the back sloughs and the running sloughs when the river's on the way up, and when it starts to drop, then they'll slide back out to the channel.
Okay.
You want to look at this river. It's very intimidating, but I look at it as many little rivers rather than one big one. So this is just a running slough between the main channel and Minnesota Slough. But over on the other side, there's a little Winnebago Creek, which is a trout stream as you go inland a little bit.
All right.
And we get on down here, there's actually 7 of them that come in between the dam and where Minnesota Slough dumps into the main channel downstream by DeSoto, south of DeSoto. So you've got to find the different habitat parameters and just move around until you hit the fish. Once you find the fish, it's crazy to go looking for fish because sooner or later they will bite.
And there are fish here right now.
It's right down there. Look at that.
They're right on top of the bait looking at it.
You're watching TGO, Tom Gruenwald Outdoors.
Ted's got a really cool spot. It's actually a flat that's about 3 feet deep, and then a channel comes through here that drops down into about 8 or 9. So we actually did a nice spread. We got some of the tip-ups up on the top, like I like to do, and then a couple down off the edge of the channel and down into it. And that's what we're trying to jig, is right along the edge of that channel. I don't know, we see what this weather does. It's nice having those different depth ranges. See if we start seeing fish coming through deep on the edge, or see if they come up shallow. Gives us a chance to try to really pattern these fish, and all within a fairly concentrated area. I got a flag up.
We got some life down there, Tommy?
Oh yeah.
Big fish?
Yeah, it feels good. Some nice head shakes anyway. Yeah, we got a little weight there.
Oh, he's pulling back.
Yeah, he hasn't stripped any line from me yet, but that's what's gonna happen soon. Oh yeah, there he goes.
There he goes.
As soon as he saw that hole. Oh yeah, oh, it's a nice gator. Yep, it's a nice gator.
I'll play with him for a minute. Let me find the great.
Oh yeah, this is a nice fish, Ted.
You gonna be a minute? Where's he coming?
I don't know. You know how it is with these guys.
Yeah.
Trying to turn their head's gonna be the challenge here. See if we can get it.
I'll get behind you in case he goes
over a little bit. So,
unless
it's a nice fish, Ted.
Unless he tries to attack you, you know.
He's taking line on me, which is a good thing.
Just had to wait him out.
Well, you knew they had to go when this weather changed.
Oh yeah, that's a good fish.
There you go. Got him?
Yeah.
There we go. Now that's what the Mississippi River has to offer, right there.
Yes, it does. Hey, Stanley, you made a big mistake today, son. Oh yeah, look at how fat he is.
Oh, these are nice. Yeah, these are nice pike.
They are healthy.
She's in good shape yet. Look at that. Another flag.
Another flag.
Now it's turning on. Is it spinning,
Another
Ted?
flag, another flag.
Is it spinning?
It was a minute ago, Tom. I don't know if he's just sitting there or if he dropped it.
The last couple of ones, they have done that. They've sat there and hung on to it for a while, and then off they went. A little angle on the line, maybe. Maybe, huh? I've been sitting there for a while, so if he took out and ran a little ways, sometimes they turn around and come back. Wait.
Boy, I don't know.
Notice how he's being real careful as he brings us back. So if that fish did go, takes out line, and comes back toward us, he feels it.
We definitely pulled some line out.
There's no question. We're only fishing. This hole right here, Ted's only about 4 feet. So I only had this minnow set maybe 6 inches below the ice.
Oh look, that's what I was doing. He's dragging across those weeds. Oh, look at that shiner got skinned.
Oh yeah, it was bit.
Definitely, that was a pike. Look at that. Look at the scales missing. Look,
Still
oh,
kicking.
look at his back. Look how he's been skinned, Tom. Look at that.
All right, they're down there, Ted. Let's get this line back down and see if we can get that fish.
Absolutely.
Let's learn something. Time for a TGO tackle tip.
Because this bite has been so delicate and fish have been kind of off, I'm using monofilament leaders for these pike. Now it's a 17-pound test, and as long as I'm gentle, even with big fish, typically I can get them in. The thing you need to remember if you're doing this is their teeth and gill rakers can and will cut the line. You're taking a chance, and certainly it gets damaged. So I will run that line either through my finger and my thumb here, or even through my lips. And if I feel any kind of a nick or damage on that leader, I'll replace it immediately. And that's what happened here. We caught that nice pike. Wasn't hooked real deep, but the line did get nicked. And I don't want to take a chance that the next big one might get off because of a bad leader. So I'm re-rigging. Doesn't take me that long. It's a little cold. It's a little extra work, but you know, when you take shortcuts, never fails. That's when that big fish hits, and you end up wishing you would have taken that extra couple of minutes to re-rig. So I'm gonna make sure I've got this all set to go and minimize the chance that something could get off if I get a bigger fish. Well, here's the snow, Ted. The squall's coming. It's what we were expecting. I don't know if this keeps up, we might just want to jump in. I got the tent set for us.
That's not a bad idea. There we go. Need some help there, Tommy? Oh, that's a nice crappie.
Come here, guy.
Don't horse him. Keep his head up.
Just stop flopping.
He's not going to let you lip him.
No, that's what I'm going to try to do, though.
Look at that. That's a nice crappie.
So now I'm only using that 3/4 pound test line on here, Ted, so I can't really lift the fish out of the hole.
What'd you hit him on?
That's a number 14.
Well, a little Muska.
Tungsten diamond. It's got a little stone in the front, and that's been real popular. When I had that dancer on, which is a little more aggressive,
And they may want that as the barometer continues to fall, but right now,
Yeah, it was just too much for it. It would bring them in, but they wouldn't hit. Now I'm getting better luck using that. But no, that's a nice crappie.
That's a nice
Nothing
river
wrong with
crappie.
that. Absolutely.
that would make a nice sandwich.
And I like crappie, especially caught in the wintertime.
Oh, absolutely. My favorite's perch.
All right, Ted. That's what we're looking for.
That's a
We'll let
beautiful
this one
river
go.
crappie.
That's a nice fish. There we go.
Yeah, the cabal. Oh, there we go. That's a fish. Oh, yeah, that's a fish.
Need some help?
No,
Okay.
not unless you're a licensed cycle. Oh boy, that's a nice crappie.
Bring him
It's a
up.
bass. It's a bass.
Oh, there you go.
Haha.
Got a little bit of everything in these backwaters, don't
Yes, we do. The same hole. It's crappies, bluegills, and bass. Come here, there, Larry. Ooh, ah.
And it's only 10 steps away that we got the pike, too.
Yep. A little largemouth. Yeah, that's a nice gut on him too. They all been feeding. Very healthy fish. See ya.
You're watching TGO, Tom Gruenwald Outdoors.
You know, there's an awful lot of fish down here, Ted, and I guess you really can't emphasize the importance of having sonar. We could be out here, as difficult as this bite is, as hard as it's been to get them to go, without the sonar, you really wouldn't even know if you're on fish or not. At least we know using the sonar that we're in an area where the fish are around, and we kind of monitor their activity level and the depth they're holding and try to figure out how to catch these critters.
Absolutely. I can't imagine even going fishing without my Vexilar. Been using Vexilars for 20 years. I mean, for forever, ever since they came out, probably longer than that. I love the FL18. I know there's newer product out there, but I'm an old dog, and this FL18 with the split screen, I can mark these fish coming up. It is, however, a source of torment because you know they're down there and you see them coming up, and when you know a fish is coming after your bait, you want to take your eyes off that dial and watch your rod tip or your spring bobber. If you're still fascinated with the dial, you're going to miss a lot of fish because you'll be looking at the dial and say, well, I should have them. Your rod's going like this and you don't even know it. So take your eyes off that dial and look at the rod tip when they start to come up. Oh, he's gone back down now. They use this technique called the plop and hover, especially when a cold front is passed through. Got a soft bottom here, so I'm going to plop that little tungsten marmuska jig on the bottom a couple times, and that would maybe draw fish in from 4 or 5 feet away. And if you draw them in, then you just bring it up here and hover it. So what that looks like, it looks like a prey species. And hopefully the fish will come in. Nothing came that time, so we'll hover it for a second. Take her down there again, plop it, which stirs up the mud on the bottom, hopefully drawing in fish. Bring it up a little bit and hold it and just see if something comes up on the Vex. Maybe it might be 10 or 12 feet away, it may take them a while, so that's good way to fish this under tough conditions. The plop and hover. He doesn't feel very big. Feels like a bluegill way he's fighting. He's going around in circles. I think it's a bluegill. Get him off. Oh, a crappie. Ha ha. Hello there, you silver devil. That one is not big enough to keep, and he's too big for bait. So we'll put him right back down there. Bring grandmother. Bring grandma. I really want to see. I miss her. I miss her. Ha ha. There we go. Hey, speaking of which, the blind squirrel found an acorn.
Well, the blind squirrel found an acorn. Now, see, I experimented though, and I found something though that actually caught a fish. I just switched off to that really little tungsten gem.
That's such a hot. Is that what you got on?
Yeah, that's what I put on. The white crystal.
Uh-huh.
You had red.
Right.
And I just tipped it with a couple spikes.
That is going to be the hottest bait going, Tom, for any kind of a finesse presentation. Well, we've seen it today.
Well, I've tried just about everything. I've been experimenting, as you know. And that jig caught some fish the other day when it was
right.
Such a tough bite, too.
Well, I saw you doing that. That's why I put it on today.
I got a rod rigged up.
There we go. Hooked up. It's going in a circle. Feels like a bluegill. And it is.
Got a nice gill, huh?
A bluegill.
Yeah, all right. That's a good deal.
Hit that marmuska. The plastic. The little BY plastic. Beautiful. Even the bluegills are fat in here.
Playing about. There's a flag. Yeah, another flag,
Tip up.
Ted.
I'll bet it's a big northern.
Got him. We got him. Gotta be real gentle. I just got that mono leader on here.
Yeah, we
so
lost that one the other day. It was.
yeah, I don't want to have that
Beast
happen
us.
again. He took some line.
Yeah, you did.
Oh yeah. Yep. Ah. These fish have been running good size.
That's a good fish. That's a good pike.
Just gotta get nice and easy and try to turn the head here. Oh yeah, that's a nice fish.
Ah!
There he goes again.
Like a bass. It's like a big bass.
I haven't seen the.
I thought I saw.
Yeah, I'm just feeling weight.
Yeah, he's sizable.
Taking line. That's his third or fourth run on me now. Usually you don't get a hard run like that with a bass, but
No,
you never
don't.
know.
Well, I thought when he turned sideways, I thought I saw
You might be.
tall, unless it's a pike that's that tall.
No, it's a pike.
That is. He's not done yet.
Not huge, but he's putting up a nice fight, that's for sure. There, we got his head coming. You ready?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Look, he's all full of mud. Look at him.
Can you get him? Bring him up again.
Yep. I'm just easy because I got the mono leader on there. You got him?
Yep.
There we go. Nice healthy fish.
Yes,
huh?
look at the gut on him.
Boy, was he down in the mud or what?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that. his head is actually covered with mud on this side right here,
Yeah.
right from the gill
Oh,
plates
yeah.
and everything. We pulled him
That's
up.
probably when he did his run. We took off.
Must have got right down in there. I'm very impressed with the size of these fish. This isn't like he's a giant, but they're just so chunky and so healthy. Yeah, and fight hard. Look at that. You know, rinse them off a little bit. And nice pike.
That makes some nice fillets. Wow. See, that's why I thought he was a bass. He was so deep.
All right, we'll let this one go, Ted.
Yes, sir. Beautiful. Way to go.
Come back for a bigger
Look
one.
at how fat he is.
Nice body on that. Just let her. Well, there she goes. She's free to go. Hey, we'll be right back with some more action right here on TGO.
More fishing action online at tgofishing.com.
There we go.
Hook up, Ted?
Yes, I'm hooked up.
That away. How's it feel?
Feels, oh, it's a giant crappie. Tom, I can't get off my seat. Can you come here real quick, please?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's nice.
Nice crappie.
Well, what did he come up and hit there? You got that purple plastic, just like you said.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that. That's what we came
That
for.
is a Mississippi River slab.
That is nice. He came up in Marmuska tungsten gem, red with the plastic
Little big white plastic mud bug.
purple. Look at that crappie.
Look at the shoulders on it. Yeah, I didn't want to mess it up by trying to dive off the bucket there.
That's a Mississippi River crappie right there,
That's
isn't
a
it?
nice crappie.
And just look where that hook is. I don't know
Right
if you
on the
can,
tip of the lip.
if they can see that, but that's how lightly and faintly these fish are biting. And again, with the lighter jigs and that smaller plastic, we're able to hook that fish.
See, you couldn't get down there if that wasn't for tungsten. It's got more specific gravity.
Yeah.
And it falls so nice.
Yep, and it really helps. Gives a lot of presentation control with those lightweight plastics.
And this is that
doesn't it?
Marmuska with a little diamond and a little bead.
Yep, that's the gem.
And the this tail here, it's called a mud bug.
Mm-hmm.
What a fish!
Oh, that's
Nice
a
crappie.
Beautiful crappie, Ted. We'll let this one go. Hey, what a fun day this was. I'll tell you what, the Mississippi River backwaters are so productive. There are so many fish, and there's such size potential out here. It's just unbelievable. Ted mentioned to me the different species that were available. He said, you come on out here, we can set some tip-ups, we'll do a little bit of jigging. He says, you're gonna have a good time, and he's absolutely right. Beautiful area. All the coulees, the rolling hills, these backwater areas. Lots of area to move around, spread out a little bit. You know, as has been typical all winter, we ran into some really cold conditions, a lot of temperatures, single digits, 0, below 0, plus wind chills on top of it. And that's made the bite really, really light. Everything is finesse systems. Ted did extremely well using a light system with a spring bobber. I was down to micro rods with 1 pound line, tiny number 14 Marmuska tungsten type jigs, tipped with spikes or plastics. And even with that light system, when we did get those fish to bite, almost every single one was just lip hooked right in the top of the upper lip. They're just barely biting at those baits. It takes a sensitive system to get into those, but what fun The size of these crappies and bluegills, even the perch out here in this system, although we didn't fish them, unbelievable. And in the same time, we're setting the tip-ups, getting some nice pike, and under warmer and better conditions, probably get some nice bass on those tip-ups as well. So if you're interested in trying something, multi-species, a good quality fishery in a beautiful area, the Mississippi River backwaters are a place you want to try. Hey, we've had a great time here. Be sure to join us again next time on Tom Gruenwald Outdoors, where it's all ice fishing all the time.
TGO has been brought to you by HT, premium ice tackle since 1974. Polar Fire Gear, this is how it's done. Tourism Saskatchewan, Canada's best freshwater fishing. Vexilar, ice fishing begins when you turn your Vexilar on. Kalispell, Montana, discovery in every direction. And these other fine sponsors. TGO, where it's all ice fishing all the time.